This is macOS Ken.
Sizing up smartphones, problems persist with iPhone 13, and time is running out for the first Apple Watch. It is Friday, the 1st of October, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Nebbia, makers of the Nebbia by Moen Spa Shower. Save 10% on Nebbia products by using code macOSKen at nebbia.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Smartphones are still growing, though not as much as had been expected. That is the latest from Counterpoint Research. Mac Daily News ran a release from the research firm. According to that, Counterpoint had been looking for smartphone shipments to grow 9% in 2021. They've drawn that down to 6% now due to various issues in the supply chain. You know when you throw a rock in a pond and then another rock and the ripples ripple? Yeah. While Counterpoint does not say that Apple has escaped unscathed, the Cupertino company has fared better than any other smartphone maker. Counterpoint Research Director Tom Kang is quoted in the release saying the semiconductor shortage seems to affect all brands in the ecosystems. Samsung, Oppo, Xiaomi have all been affected, and we are lowering our forecasts. But Apple seems to be the most resilient and least affected by the application processor shortage situation. Shortage situation. From the people who brought you weather event. While some smartphone makers apparently don't have enough to go around, Apple's running a promotion to goose sales. A piece from Apple Insider takes us to India, where Apple is giving away a pair of AirPods with the purchase of an iPhone 12 or iPhone 12 mini. The company made the announcement through its online store for India. Apple Insider says the offer is in celebration of the upcoming Diwali festival. And oh look, there's fine print. It's apparently not buy a phone, get some AirPods. Rather, Apple's site says users can receive promotion savings when buying a 12 or 12 mini. The amount would cover the cost of a standard pair of AirPods, though buyers can kick in a few thousand rupees and upgrade to AirPods with a wireless charging case or a pair of AirPods Pro. Now here's the part I don't understand. Apple's caveats include the line, limited stock available while supplies last and subject to terms and conditions. So a promotion savings, but if they run out of AirPods, no savings. The 5-day Festival of Lights that is Diwali starts on the 4th of November. Apple's promotion is sort of a run-up to that. The free AirPods offer begins on Thursday, the 7th of October. It ends as Diwali begins on Thursday, the 4th of November, unless they run out of their limited supply of AirPods. A sort of vague-sounding update for macOS Big Sur. Cult of Mac says Apple on Thursday released a device support update for the operating system. Essentially, says the report, all that's known for sure about the patch is Apple's release note that says, this update ensures proper updating and restoring for iOS and iPadOS devices with a Mac. If this was a known problem, it wasn't known by many. Most of those have been tied directly to iPhone and iPad, not those devices talking to other devices. Quick aside, I went out with my iPhone 13 yesterday. Thursday is usually when I do my shopping. While I've been out for walks and runs with my iPhone 13, this was the first time I've been someplace with it when I would actually be looking at my phone. That's where I keep my shopping list because I live in the future. I really miss being able to unlock my iPhone with Apple Watch. Super looking forward to that getting fixed. But you know what was neat? I had 5G coverage. My carrier includes that automatically, and while I'm sure I have had it while running around the neighborhood, I haven't noticed because I've been running. Did I notice anything besides the 5G indicator in the corner of my screen? I did not. But it was still really neat to see it. But we were talking about a Mac update, weren't we? Well, the first indication I had heard of Macs not being able to talk to iPads and iPhones was this update. Cult of Mac figures it must have been pretty serious to warrant a standalone patch. If you want it, it's over there. By which I mean System Preferences, Software Update, Device Support Update on a big syrupy Mac. Now, back to problems with iPhone 13 and iOS 15. Is it my imagination, or are we hearing about more of those this year than usual? Anyway, here are more of them. Lots of headlines Thursday about CarPlay and crashes, because who could resist that headline? Not Cult of Mac, which says lots of people are having problems with iPhone 13 and Apple's in-car infotainment system. Sounds buggy as. According to the piece, some say they are unable to play tracks in Apple Music or third-party apps like Spotify without the system crashing completely. There are some fixes you can try, like disabling the equalizer if it's active. That may solve the problem. What? Another possible fix? Reset all network settings on your iPhone. The cult says you can do this by following these steps. Open the Settings app on iPhone, tap General, tap Reset, select Reset Network Settings, and enter your passcode to confirm. Before you do, though, know that when you do this, your iPhone forgets all saved Wi-Fi networks and any VPN you have set up. Note also, Cult of Mac does not say that this will fix the issue, just that it might. Hopefully, Apple will. Now, it is absolutely magic that we can walk around with computers that we call phones in our pockets. Gets even more magical when those phones can keep track of our physical wallets. And when that doesn't work, it's crap. The latest MagSafe Wallet from Apple is supposed to tie into Find My on MagSafe iPhones, so iPhones in the 12 and 13 lines. Decent safety feature. If you start to walk away from your MagSafe Wallet, your iPhone can either alert you or, at the very least, let you know where the two were last connected. Actually, the very least it could do is nothing, which is apparently happening to some people. iDownload blog writes up the report and a couple of reported solutions. The first, reset network settings, about which we talked a moment ago. The other is a bit more involved, but also a more reliable solution, according to the report. And you're not going to want to do it. The other method, says the site, that would be to put the phone into DFU mode. iDownload blog cites a Reddit thread that has one person outlining this scorched earth sounding approach. Talking to an Apple tech, they say they put their iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max into DFU mode, reinstalled the operating system, reinstalled the firmware, set the phone up without doing a recovery, watched the MagSafe Wallet play nice with Find My, then they restored from a backup. Or you could carry a wallet. You know, I find myself wondering whether the bounty of bugs in the iOS 15, iPhone 13 combo could be tied to a year and a half of mostly remote work where Apple is concerned. Don't get me wrong, it definitely beats a bunch of Apple employees and their families dying. I'm not saying remote work is the issue, but that has been the biggest change. I look forward to never knowing the answer. More news in a moment, but first a word from Nebbia, creator of the Nebbia by Moen Spa Shower, and a bunch of other great stuff too. Nebbia offers sleek and sustainable bathroom accessories such as shower shelves, shower curtains, hooks, and bath mats. And of course the Nebbia by Moen Spa Shower, which I love. Its spray is 81% more powerful than the competition, yet it uses 45% less water. It is amazingly easy to install. It looks beautiful, and there is definitely one for you. They're available in 4 premium finishes: white and chrome, black and chrome, spot resist nickel, and matte black, so they will be right at home in your home. The Nebbia by Moen Spa Shower starts at just $199, and there's a special offer for macOS Ken listeners. The first 100 people to use the code macOSKen at nebbia.com/macOSKen will get 10% off currently available Nebbia products. NEBIA, that's nebbia.com/macOSKen to see what they have to offer. The first 100 people to use the code macOSKen at checkout will receive 10% on Nebbia products. Again, that is nebbia.com/macOSKen, and use that code macOSKen to save 10%. News of a small film for Apple TV Plus. Deadline says the Cupertino streamer has locked up a thriller to be written and directed by John Watts and starring relative unknowns George Clooney? Yeah, George Clooney and Brad Pitt. Watts, you know from directing all 3 of the Tom Holland Marvel Spider-Man movies. Clooney, you know from the situation comedy Roseanne, while Pitt was in some vampire movie. I think he also did an episode of Friends. I'm kidding. This is a big film. This is a huge film, actually. As many as 10 studios are said to have bid for it. Cool World. Brad Pitt was also in Cool World. Want to praise or bury Apple's built-in apps? You no longer need a podcast to do it. 9to5Mac says Apple has opened up ratings and reviews for its apps in the App Store. Those have always been closed for Apple's apps, despite being open for everyone else's. Maybe Apple's trying to shake that whole double standard image with developers. And whatever the reason, 9to5Mac says seemingly since the release of iOS 15, Apple has now lifted that restriction. It is now open season for App Store feedback on Apple stock apps, so says the report. That piece actually goes on to say you can rate and review any Apple app that is deletable and reinstallable via the App Store, so core system apps like phone or messages are exempt as they don't have App Store listings. And finally today, time is growing short for the original Apple Watch. If you had asked me before, I'd have sworn that this would have happened already, but Apple Insider says the Cupertino company has just this week put the Series 0 wearable on its list of vintage products. The piece reminds readers, Apple defines vintage devices as those that have not been manufactured for more than 5 years, but fewer than 7 years. Obsolete products, on the other hand, are those that have been discontinued for more than 7 years. While still plenty amazing, it's been a while since the Series 0 could run the latest version of watchOS. That said, vintage products are eligible for some support or repair from Apple, though such support is limited. Coming up in a few minutes, Daily Tech News Show host Tom Merritt wraps up the week with his idea of a dinner party. Who from history would he invite and why? Find out in a few minutes. Available at macosken.com or wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Nebbia. makers of the Nebbia by Moen Spa Shower. Save 10% on Nebbia products by using code macOSKen at nebbia.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.